swing plane on the forehand to improve your power and improve your stroke. You need to think about the zones on a player in a vertical configuration. Red zone is above the shoulder, very difficult to hit a ground stroke. Green zone between the shoulders and knees, and the yellow zone is below the feet, below the knees. These are zones that are harder to hit. So when you play an opponent, you want to try to put the ball out of their green zone into the red zone or into their yellow zone so you get weaker shots. The grips help these things. Whatever grips they use, there's inherent weaknesses. Semi-Western, Western don't like the low grips, the low zones like 7, 8, 9. Whereas if you hit really flat, you like 4, 5, 6. And if you hit topspin, 1, 2, and 3 don't really bother you, but it could, you know. So you gotta look at where opponents hit the ball better and try to put the ball away from their power zones and think of the shot that you want to send to them. Now, in dealing with these zones, we talk about the swing plane on the forehand. Think of a forehand like a half volley. That's the preparation and the thinking I have. You want to have a short preparation, make impact, and follow through the ball. Certain elements are always going to repeat itself over and over again. It's always going to be a low to high swing. There's your standard prep. Knees bent, shoulders and hips aligned. If you think half volley and make impact with your rackets flat on target, and then impart your spin, you get a stronger shot. Flat on target, it's a low to high swing, it makes impact there. But he comes through the ball very well and comes up gradually. His ball has a nice topspin to it, but it's pretty flat. There's a follow through. He hits really flat, and you can't tell from this angle, but when we look at the back angle, you'll see how flat he hits. So what you want to do is make sure you start the racket below the ball, make impact, and go up into like a 45-degree angle. On the run too, same rules apply. If you watch this return, it's pretty flat. There's a shot and the follow through. So the swing plane is a low to high swing plane, about 45 degrees. We'll explore this in other elements also. I don't swing as fast as that, but you start the racket below the ball. This is when the ball is dropping to you, and then you follow through at a 45-degree angle to impart the spin to make sure the ball goes up and over net. There's my follow through, low to high, and you follow through above the ball. I like the over the shoulder follow through. I think it's not so much stress on your wrist. People like to swing across their body to generate a lot of power, but I think it's really stressful on your wrist. You can take what the pros do and try to mimic it, but sometimes you can't do it exactly because they're different body types. And this guy's swing is so fast, and he's a huge guy too. Get your body weight coming forward. There's a high prep, shoulder turn. It's so neat to compare these guys with normal people like me, where there's so much leg preparation, shoulder turn. His swing is so fast that when I freeze it, it blurs. And my swing is so slow in comparison. But I'm an older player, I'm almost 50, and so I have to do something I can do over and over again. This low to high fish over the head with a very fast acceleration, it creates a very small impact point in a very small contact zone. So you have to be very attuned to hit this shot. And that follow through over your head too. Like there's a very small impact point. He's going to follow through quickly across his body, over his head, and you have to practice to get that kind of timing down. My swing is very stable, it's very slow. I don't hit as big, and I'm just older. I think going over your head is a bit unnecessary, but you do need to have a clean follow through, going through the ball, 45-degree angle, low to high. But notice, you have a high prep here, coming to the ball and running, shoulders and hips are aligned. He's going to plant his foot. And these high prep shots, they require a lot of coordination to bring the racket down and through. But this time he goes across his body. Gets that butt cap to the ball, to the racket, creating a tremendous lag on the head. So when he torques it, bring that racket to impact point, he'll have a lot of speed on that racket head. And comes across his body with a very flat swing plane. Notice the follow through is not over his head, it's over his shoulder. So in this situation, he has a little more time, gets the ball, takes a flatter swing plane to hit the ball a little harder. Your swing plane dictates how fast how flat you hit the ball and how fast the ball will get to your target. And it's something to think about when you're playing tennis. What kind of swing plane you want to have to hit a shot you can duplicate over and over again. Now, how hard do you want to hit? You can still hit the ball pretty hard if you hit flat and flatten out your swing plane. You don't have to have incredibly fast swing speed. I don't swing that fast. I am warming up, but I just have never swung that fast. I have a high prep. I'm a normal human being. Shoulders, hips are aligned, but I'm really standing upright. I don't get a lot of knee action, leg action to the ball. I don't bend down and hit the shot. I catch the ball on the rise, and then what I do is I will still have that same follow through, a 45-degree angle follow through. My head's very stable, and I follow through over the top, over my shoulder. Swing plane still low to high, but I have a very stable swing in terms of its very moderate speed. And this is what they mean, right? Well, this is something you can duplicate over and over again. Even on the rise, the shots, you still have a swing that's low to high. You just start the racket further behind the impact point, you make impact, and you follow through the ball to the target. This is a flatter swing on the rise. I have a level step set up here, butt cap points to the ball, and I'm going to transfer weight to my hand and step into the court. But I have a very flat swing plane, and you'll see it right there. And even the racket face is very square all the way through the shot. It's a very simple, flat swing. I lean in slightly, my leg comes around. My left heel is not on the ground, because if your left heel is on the ground, you turn to your knee. Keep the left heel off your ground. It's a very simple, flat shot. It's something you do over and over again. It takes me a lot of practice to get this swing plane back. And the high ball occurs when you have poor footwork and you're not ready for the shot. Because I catch the ball on the rise, but I'm not getting there with my feet. So since I don't get there, the ball is not going to be where I want it to be. When you play opponents, you try to do this with speed of ball and high spin, getting the ball to where they don't want to hit it. And my swing plane becomes modified. I'm opposition, I'm very tall, there's no weight into the ball, I'm leaning to my right, I make impact, and look at the swing plane of my follow through. It goes across my body. High, low swing across my body. This is kind of how I hurt my wrist. Okay. If I extend my arm through the shot, it would be a better shot. But with proper footwork, this shot wouldn't happen. So, you want to keep a good footwork, have a low to high swing plane. The more horizontal it is, the more power you get. Take a look at these guys, see what kind of forehand you hit, see where your shot fits in. I advocate a moderate swing speed. I think if you swing too quickly, it's hard to retain control over the course of an entire match. Think about the swing plane. Keep it simple.